Hello all. Today we are going to discuss about the role of a business analyst in requirements gathering phase. Before we get down to business, do subscribe to my channel, hit the like button in my Facebook page, and please do like my video. This will help me get subscribers as well as you'll be getting the content that I post on your feed. Let's get down to business. So when it comes to the role of a business analyst in the requirements gathering phase, so the business analyst will act as a liaison between IT and business. So the business uh, will give all the requirements, and the business analyst will be capturing all these requirements. And at first, when they actually give the requirements in the requirements gathering meeting, which would mostly be a brainstorming session, there will be three or four high level business staffs in there, business liaison, one or two business liaison representing business, and then your project manager, yourself, maybe the tech lead, and the business will be giving all their requirements. The business analyst will ask some sensible intelligent questions to gather the requirements. And once the business analyst gets the requirements, the business analyst might just take in some notes, and then once you do that, you come up with the business requirement document which you submit to the business. So this is something that a business analyst does. So a business analyst is the liaison. The business analyst will capture all the requirements. Once the requirements are captured, the business approves it. Who captures the requirements? It's the business analyst. So once the business requirement document is approved, the business analyst will give the documentation to the development team for coding and testing, and then it will be deployed. So now, so say for example, there's so when it comes to requirements gathering meeting, there's two ends of the spectrum. So one, the business and the business might give microscopic requirements, which would be, hey, we need a scroll bar in here, we need a pagination in here, we need a radio button in here, we need five drop down options. Option number one will be so and so, option number two will be so and so, option number three will be so and so. So sometimes these requirements are microscopic, and sometimes the requirements are macroscopic, which is and not macroscopic, but then it's kind of abstract, which is we need to inculcate a mechanism to visualize the revenue based information. Now, they did not give any design based requirements, right? They just gave the functionality that we must add. I'll come again. We need to inculcate a mechanism to visualize the revenue based information. So, this is just a functional requirement, correct? So this is another. This is the right side of the spectrum, and the left side of the spectrum would be, hey, we need a scroll bar, we need pagination, we need drop down, we need radio button. So these are the two ends of the spectrum, and mostly it's going to be the right hand side. Mostly they'll be giving the functionalities that you're going to add. So they'll only say we need a mechanism to capture factory details, and we need to capture the following information: equipments that have defect, governing body information, address of the factory. So but then if you really notice, did they give any design or UI based information? No, right? It's all just functionality, adding a functionality to the system, and most number of cases it's going to be like this. So when they say something to the effect of, hey, we need to add a mechanism to capture the factory details page, as a business analyst, you should ask all sensible questions like, hey, what and all information do we need? And then they'll say, we need the address. We need the types of equipments present in the factory, governing body information, number of equipments that have defect. Are they under compliance? Now they'll give you all this information. This is called eliciting information. So once you throw out a question, they are not going to give all the answers. But then, as a business analyst, you must be intelligent enough to ask them sensible questions so that they'll give you the answer that they want to give, but they are not able to give it. But then you're asking all these sensible questions. Now you get them to think and then answer. And then now we have things coming into the equation that wasn't in the equation in the first place, right? So this is something that you have to do. This is what is called eliciting requirements, right? And then and you should be equipped to propose IT solution too. Now this is not a required to have, it's a nice to have, but then this is something you should be able to do. You should be able to propose IT solutions. So say for example, uh, if they say we need to come up with a mechanism to visualize the revenue based information, then you should be able to and then they might say, okay, the revenue will be the revenue based information involves operation line revenue, refinance, etc. Now you should propose an IT solution, and you should be able to come up and say, hey, let's do a donut chart, and let's have all these years in the left hand side, and based on the year you can filter the donut chart, and based on the location you can filter the donut chart, you know. So you should be able to come up with an IT solution. Again, doing this is not a required to have, but it's a nice to have. But if you're able to do this, then you will be a very efficient and effective and a very an attractive BA who's attracted to the job market and who's attracted to the organization. They don't want to let you go. So hope you are able to gather something of essence through this very brief discussion. uh, Please do subscribe to my channel, like the content, and then like my Facebook page. Thanks for your time. Thank you, and you have a nice day.